Hi, I am Vipin Raj. I am from Indian Institute of Information Technology and Management, Kerala, India. I am participating in this year's Google Summer of Code under Physical Web Organization, and I am working on a project called Hospital Routing using Physical Web Beacons. And today I am going to present my final demo of my project. So let me start with the presentation. So this is the agenda. Firstly, I will introduce the aim of my project, then the high-level architecture, then the technologies I have used for developing this project, and finally a demo. So first of all, my aim was to build a solution wherein a user can easily navigate inside hospitals using a web app in his device. So usually we use GPS for navigation, but in this project we are using physical web beacons for navigation and actually for finding the position of the user inside a building. So why we are using this physical web beacons instead of GPS is because inside buildings the GPS reception will be very less, the quality of signal will be very less. So instead of that we are using physical web beacons. So every point of interest you will be placing beacons. So every room, every hospital room and entry gate and all, we will be placing beacons. So whenever a person with his phone or tablet comes near to a place which is having a beacon placed, then the map in his web application will be get updated and the particular position will be highlighted in his Google Maps within his web application. So that is the general idea of this project, and in a high level this is the architecture. So mainly we have an indoor navigation application which is a web application which will be running in a Chrome browser which support a web Bluetooth API, and it will be interacting with the physical web beacons which is placed in every point of interest in every floor of the building. So this building might be having multiple levels and floors, so each of these floors will be mapped and it will be, the user can switch between the floors, and in each floor whenever he goes into a particular place, then that particular location will be highlighted in the application. And another part is the indoor map creator. So this is another application built using Angular 2. So in the using this application we can build maps and with all the indoor features like rooms, hospital, whatever the features available in the hospital, like ward and other things like a pharmacy, a doctor's room and everything. So once in this we can map by floor, like each floor we can map, and in each floor we can when we map some features, for each features there is an option to attach a physical web beacon reference ID. So this reference ID will be acting as the identifier for the for highlighting the particular feature. And once you save this project map, it will create a GeoJSON file which is a JSON format which represent the geometrical features, and it will be stored in the REST API, actually in a database. We are using MongoDB as the database, so it will be permanently stored in the MongoDB database through the REST API, through a REST API call. And that particular GeoJSON which is in the database can be accessed by this indoor navigation app through a REST API call. So each of the hospital can have its own unique REST API URI that can be consumed. So basically it will return a particular GeoJSON which contain all the floor and all the geometric details for that particular hospital. And talking about the technologies, these are the main technologies I have used for building the indoor navigation application. So Angular 2, I have used Angular 2 for building the application, and Web Bluetooth API is used for interacting with physical beacons, and Google Maps API is used for showing the map and many operations like highlighting the features and switching between layers, levels, and GeoJSON is used as the data format for representing the various features in a map. And Angular Google Maps is a library for dealing with the Google Maps API, and I have used Angular Material UI for the user interface. And for indoor map creator, all of the technologies are almost similar, except that I haven't used the Web Bluetooth API here. And for the REST API, I have used Node.js for building the API, and Express.js as a framework for making REST API calls, and MongoDB for database. And I am using the Mongo's ORM tool for easily dealing with the database operations. So these are about the technologies and idea of this project. Now let's do a live demo. So let me start with the indoor navigation application. So this is the web application, and as it is a web application, it can be run on any smartphone or tablet or laptop with a Chrome browser support. And when we first open this application, we can see that it is showing some information about the hospital itself. So what you are seeing here is the information bar. So this information will show the information about the current selected feature. So for hospital, it is showing the name, then the type, some description, and the opening time here, and some URL, the URL and the website of the hospital. And the user can also click on any of these feature and see more information about the particular feature. For example, for this particular dentist's office, it is showing the information like the prior appointment is required, and the time of operation of that particular doctor. And user can click on any of this feature to know more about it. And another thing, we have the option to switch between the layers. So this hospital is having 2 floors, so I can switch between the first floor and 0th floor. So in 0th floor, you can see many spheres. So these spheres represent physical beacons. So that basically means for that particular feature, for this room, that office, there is a physical beacon attached to it. So like that, for any feature, for example, this is a door, for door and room, or any kind of feature, we can attach a beacon. So whenever a user wanted to know his current location, the user can press this particular button, scan button, and it will list out all the physical beacons near him. So in this, mostly there will be only one beacon, so that is the nearest beacon. So you can select that and click on this button, so it will get highlighted here. So that basically means the user is in this position now. So similarly, you can move between the places, and the particular when you scan using this button, the particular position will be highlighted. So for demonstration purpose, I have ordered a little tool here that can simulate moving between the beacon. So I am going to the beacon with reference ID 1. So you can see that particular big feature is highlighted, and the information bar is updated, and also there is a line that essentially shows the trace of the path the user is traveled. And when you go to the another place, then the feature is highlighted and the path is updated, and this path will give an idea about the starting position and the path he covered till now. So this is basically the idea of this project, this application, navigation application. And one more feature here available here is if the user is in a particular floor, then if he press this button, he can get all the features available in that particular floor. Like this will give a list of all the features in the level 0. So he can move between, he can see the details here. So it will essentially see the details. So that is the basic idea of this indoor navigation application. And next we will be going to the indoor map creator application. So this is the indoor map creator application I have built. So basically when you first open this application, you have to sign in using your Google account. So let me sign in first. So when you sign in and open the application for the first time, you have to select a project, or either you can create a new project. So when you press this new project button, you will get a wizard where you can create your project, and each of this project represent a particular hospital. So I have this XCME hospital project here and another project here, and let me select one of this project. So I am selecting this project, and when you select, you can see that some of the features are already mapped. So when you click on this particular feature represent the building, and you can see that there is a unique reference ID, which is a kind of primary key for this feature. This will be unique for each of this feature. And similarly, there are another many tags available here. So these tags are used for loading these details in our indoor navigation app. So all of these data are coming from these tags. So this can be, once I change it here, it will be represented, it will be updated here also. So the name, description, and all these features, all these tags we can add. And one important tag is the beacon reference number. So this beacon reference number is actually the reference ID which is stored inside the actual physical web beacons. So based on this ID only, we are finding the particular feature in the map and highlighting it. So for any feature, any room, building, or point geometry or line geometry, we can attach a beacon reference number. And this is another feature. And similarly, if you want to add a new feature, then I can draw it. So now I am drawing a polygon, which will, for a polygon I have all these kind of types. It can be either a building, room, corridor, or area. So for example, I am selecting it as I am choosing it as a area, and I just give some name here, area 1 or something, some description. And another important tag is the level tag. So for any feature except a building, we have to add a level. So level actually represent the floor in which the particular feature is in. So I am adding the floor level 0 for this feature, and once I done it, it will be saved. It will be saved for permanently. And another option is like I can even delete this feature if I don't want this feature anymore. It will be deleted. And other thing, I can edit this feature like this or any kind, and if I want to drag it, then I can drag it. And this is about the area feature. Then I can, if I want to map some door or something, then I can use the point feature. So I am adding a door for this particular area. Then let me create a door, then let me add a beacon reference number for this, then a name, door 1, then the door type here, and the level, let me add level 0. Done. So this basically created a door feature for us. And another feature is that I can switch between the layers using here. So if I want to hide only show the hospital, then I can use this filter. Then if I want to show everything from the 0th floor, then I can select the 0th floor. Similarly, I can show and hide all these features based on a particular level. So this will be useful if I am drawing overlapped features, like for example, now in 0th floor I have a room like that. I can also have a room in the same location in second floor or first floor. So in that case, if I am drawing above the already drawn room, then it will make confusion. So that situations, this layer filter feature can be used. So once I have done with this mapping, then I can save this feature permanently. So once you save it, then that particular GeoJSON will be generated and it will be stored in the MongoDB database permanently. Then if I want to navigate between if I want to add some more details, and if I am reopening this project again, then I can search these places using this search places option. So this actually uses the Google Places API, and you can search any places here and log in, zoom in and zoom out using here. And finally, when we are about to publish this particular hospital feature, then we can go to the settings bar, and when you see here, you can get you will see a URL here. So this particular URL, if you go to this URL, it will give you a GeoJSON file. So let me paste it into Postman. So this is a kind of public URL that will give the GeoJSON corresponding to the map features we have created here. So it will basically gives you the central latitude and longitude and zoom level, then the collection of features. So each of these features that we have created and each of the tag we have added will be stored. It will be available in this particular GeoJSON. So this URL here can be utilized by our indoor navigation application. This application can consume that navigation application. So if we do that, then this particular map will be replaced by the map we have built here. So that is basically the idea. So if a particular hospital want to map their building, then they can build their map using this application, and finally using that particular GeoJSON URL, just how to configure it in this navigation application, and everything will be automatically built along to the beacons, IDs and all. So that is basically the demo of the applications I have built.